All right. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining me today on the third issue of the GrowRich.me podcast. If you want to get notified every time we publish something, just follow us on Tumblr, or give follow us on Twitter, or any of the other social platforms that we are on. Actually, you can follow us there and you'll get notified. But if you don't want to miss anyone at all and you don't want to miss any of our blog posts, by all means, just follow us. Go to growrich.me and subscribe. That way you'll get notified every time I push something out. Okay. Today I wanted to talk about blogging, and I wanted to give out some free SEO tips for new bloggers. Something that I've noticed is that a lot of the tips out there can be very complex, especially for new bloggers or solopreneurs that are just starting to get their businesses off the ground, and they may not necessarily have the time to go and learn any of the technical aspects of the situation. And this is going to help you a lot. Then this podcast is for them. It's for you, because if you are the kind of person that you like things being simplified as possible, then these SEO tips for new bloggers are going to help you a lot. They're going to help you put out blog posts that are SEO friendly, and help you put out blog posts that will rank a lot higher on Google. And so let's jump right to it. Before we start, for those of you that are just joining us for the first time, joining me for the first time, my name is Gabriel. I'm from Tech Help Canada, and we are an online marketing agency, and we help businesses that want to attract more customers, grow their business. The podcast, GrowRich.me, is dedicated to solopreneurs. So if you're someone that is running your business by yourself, you definitely want to subscribe and get notified every time we push something out there. Okay, that sounded like a lot, but let's move on. Okay, so we're gonna start with tip number 1. Isn't keyword research just deciding on what to write about? Okay, I really suggest that you read the actual blog post content, and I'm gonna leave a link to that. But make sure you read it, because you're gonna understand every concept that I'm explaining a lot more. Now, keyword research is really just about deciding what you want to write about. It's not that different from brainstorming, except you're actually using data that already exists. Now, just keep in mind, though, that 15% of all keywords are brand new. Google has confirmed this a long time ago. 15% of all searches are brand new. They've never seen them before. The keywords that you find in all these keyword data tools, those are keywords that have been around long enough that Google and Bing, they're like, well, we know that this gets 90 searches per month. We know that this gets 1,000 searches per month at least. Until they get enough data for that, so for them to be able to put a number on the amount of searches that a given keyword would receive, then chances are they're not going to be in most keyword research tools. And even if they are in the keyword research tool, well, most people will skip keywords that show 0 searches or not enough data, right? People are not writing for those keywords. For me, I feel like that's an opportunity, because when I check my traffic data, a lot of times I get traffic from keywords that if I put that keyword in my keyword research tool, it says it's 0 searches, but I'm getting traffic from it. So isn't just going after the same keywords kind of like fighting for the same bone, right? So if 1,000 people are going after the same keywords, well, then it just increases competition organically for that keyword. So the opportunity I mean, it's a lot more, unless you have a very high authoritative domain, you're going to have a hard time ranking for those keywords, which is why if you're just starting out, it's a good idea to go for those keywords that have maybe 10 searches per month or even 0, because remember that that's only going to go up. If people are looking for it, then chances are it's going to just increase the number of searches that people make for those specific keywords. Now that's just my opinion. When you're doing keyword research, the takeaway here is that it's just deciding on what to write about. You don't need a keyword research tool to do keyword research. Okay, you really don't need a keyword research tool to do keyword research. You can go to Google or Bing, and they have a keyword suggest. Well, it's a keyword suggest tool built into their search engine. So essentially, if you typed financial advisor, for example, on Google, and then it gives you a bunch of results, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you're going to find related keywords to that keyword that you just searched for. And once you find that, at the bottom of that heading, you're going to see up to, I believe, up to 7 or 10, anywhere from 6 to 10 keywords that other people are searching for, and then you can now start comparing the intent. Now, the key to keyword research, to successful keyword research and creating content around those keywords, is ensuring that you know the intent, or you have an idea of the intent of the prospects that are searching for it. If someone is searching for financial advisor meaning, then the intent is they want to know what the hell is a financial advisor. Now, if they're searching for financial advisor online, then that's a commercial intent. This person is probably looking for a financial advisor, but they don't want to go call somebody. They just want to work with someone online, maybe through Skype or whatever. They just don't want to, go to an office building or anything like that. So they want to deal with a financial advisor online. Whatever their reason may be, that's a commercial intent keyword, and you can so optimize a landing page for that. Not everything has to be blog posts. Remember that you can create landing pages within your blog as well. Okay? All right, cool. So let's move on to the next meta title tag, or just picking a headline for your post. Okay, so a lot of times you'll find people, that will say things like, experts that will say things like, have a different meta title, have a different meta description than you have for what's on your blog content. But here's the thing, that's not necessarily true, because if you have a different meta title tag, so let's just, for the sake of understanding, we'll call it your SEO title. Okay, so if you have a different SEO title from your actual title, the actual title of your post, well, imagine that you're an algorithm and you're trying to figure out what this post is about, and you see an SEO title that is completely different from the title of the post. What do you think could happen? Well, if it could get confused, right? So it's always a good idea that you have the same meta title as your title of your post, right? So if your title is, so it's very important that if your title is tips for example, just an example, okay? Tips for running a successful construction company, then your meta title, the one that shows up when people search in Google, and the snippet, should be the same thing. And I've tested this, and from my test results, when you have the same meta title as your actual blog post title, the page ranks higher. You see, the page ranks higher. Now we're going to talk about meta description in just a sec, but when we say meta title or meta description, we're just referring to a part of your HTML code. Now, these days, you don't have to even look at your HTML code. If you have WordPress, boom, just there's options there for you. You put your title and put your description text, and you're done. SEO title, SEO description, done. If you have if you have a self-hosted WordPress, you can download the Yoast SEO plugin. You can Google it. It's called Yoast SEO plugin, and you can install it on your WordPress self-hosted WordPress platform, and you can go ahead and that will help you easily insert your SEO title and your SEO description text. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out of the way because it could sound a little confusing. Now, number 3, meta description tag or your first paragraph. So the meta description, similar to the meta title, is part of your HTML code. But too often, we create a completely different meta description text because we're not really taking any of that information from our blog post. But really, most of our meta description text is already existing in our first paragraph. Right? Because what is your first paragraph? What's the job of your first paragraph when you're writing content? Well, the job of your first paragraph when you're writing content is to let the user know exactly what they're going to get out of that content. So what's in it for them. Let them know what you want them to know. And entice them to keep reading, right? Well, your meta description, its text, its job on the SERPs is SERPs. And when I say SERPs, I mean search engine results pages. But its job in the SERPs is to attract clicks, get people to look at all 10 results and go, I like your result because it is enticing me to click to it. So it's to attract clicks. So what you do is, what I always recommend is copy your first paragraph, paste it inside your SEO description text, and modify that description text to essentially be suitable for the SERPs, right? So you modify it to be suitable for the SERPs, but you're not really changing what you're saying. You're just modifying it to be suitable to the SERPs, and then at the end you can have a call action like, check it out now, read now, whatever call to action it may be. Sometimes I don't even change it. If the first paragraph is really great, I just copy paste it, and then I put the 3 dots to illustrate, to kind of show like, oh, there's more to be read. I purposely put the 3 dots, and works like a charm. People click. I see it increases my click-through rate because people read, and they go, wait, I want to read what's next, and they click through, right? It works too. So you just have to look at your first paragraph and decide, do I need to modify it, or do I just need to put the 3 dots and say, go ahead? And guess what? It helps the search engine algorithms. Because now the same content that you have on your SEO description can be found in your blog content. So it just makes you more relevant, makes your blog post more relevant. Instead of making a whole new description text, you have what's already existing in your content. So it makes everything more relevant and strengthens your keyword focus too. Okay, so number 4, use keywords or synonyms within your copy. Now, most of us know that we have to use keywords within our copy. However, not a lot of us use variations of those keywords within our copy. And today, because search engine algorithms, their AI, I keep saying algorithms, but for those of you that are new to this and you're not familiar, an algorithm is just a form of AI. It's a form of artificial intelligence. They can understand synonyms. So they understand that football, while in North America means it's usually referred to, it's usually in reference to American football, it still also means soccer, right? So when North Americans say soccer, and Africans say football, they mean the same sport. However, in North America, it understands that when they say football, they are in reference to America. They're referencing American football, but it knows that that same word still means the same thing as soccer. So in most cases, if you're writing a blog post about soccer, you still want to use football. That's maybe not the best example, just because it's a little more of a complex example. Sorry, so sorry. That was not my best example. But I think you get the idea, right? Growth. They mean the same thing. They're the same word, but they're written differently. Rich, wealthy. Again, mean the same thing, different words, written differently. So as long as you have all those within your content, I mean, you can do as much as you want with this, to be honest. As long as the synonyms permit, you can have as much synonyms as you need within your content to ensure that the algorithms know for certain that this content is about this. Okay? All right, so let's move on. Number 5, use WordPress to eliminate technical SEO issues. The term technical SEO refers to any on-page or off-page SEO practices that don't directly involve content. It usually entails more complex things like proper use of internal code or ensuring that your web pages can be indexed. So this can be complex, but I'm going to simplify it for you. The best way to simplify, and not even, screw simplify. The best way to eliminate technical issues forever, honestly, just get WordPress. Just get WordPress. It's perfect for SEO. Okay, it's great. Yeah, there may be some advanced techniques that more advanced things that I could do to WordPress to improve rankings. But for the general, for most people, just having WordPress in itself is an SEO booster. Let's just look at a few things that WordPress does automatically for you. 1, it fixes common indexing issues. 2, it generates accurate HTML and PHP codes. 3, there are tons of plugins that you can use to expand its functionality. 4, it's fast and friendly on mobile device browsers. 5, meta title and description tags are generated for each post. Regardless of whether you'd specify one or not, WordPress would often automatically generate one for you. And lastly, it ensures that your headline is wrapped within an H1 tag. The H1 tag is part of your HTML code. However, WordPress does it for you automatically, so that way you don't have to do that with the title. Technical SEO issues, most of it, 90% of it is all gone when you use WordPress. Number 6, encourage social sharing. Social media is an integral part of marketing today because so many people use it. Now, while not everyone has a website, and they can't just create links to your posts, most people have social media profiles. So encourage them to share your post. If they've just read something that they like, say, hey, did you like this post? How about giving it a share? That in itself can go a long way in convincing people to share your post. And most of the time, people will just share your post anyways because it makes them look good, online. So, oh, this is a really smart, intelligent post. I love it. It's great. I'm going to share it because it also makes me look good, and my friends are going to probably see it, and it's going to make me look good even better in front of them, all that stuff. Well, whatever the reasons, people share for so many reasons. But the way to encourage them is to make sure you have those buttons present, that those share buttons have to be on your blog. If they just have to be on your blog, it has to be really easy for people to share. If it's not easy for people to share it, they are not going to share it because nobody wants to work to share your post. They don't want to work to share your post. Not many people will be willing to do that, but most people are willing to click a button. But here are some tips to help ensure that your post is shareable, because your post also has to be shareable. Just putting the buttons to share is not enough. We'll look at 3 things that you need to do to ensure that to make your post, your blog publications more shareable. So number 1, use titles that stand out and convey a benefit. So your title needs to convey a benefit as well. For example, if you were writing about SEO tips for new bloggers, then SEO tips for new bloggers, it's easier than you think, was the title I went with. I went with that title because it's easier than you think. Shows the reader that, hey, it's not hard, it's not complicated. Don't be scared. Click on this, right? SEO tips for new bloggers, that's the benefit. SEO tips. Who is it for? For new bloggers. Why should I click through to your blog post? Well, because it's easy. Number two, use images in your content. So many times you will lose a potential share because you don't have proper images. You need to have proper images within your content that is shareable. Like if someone wants to pin your content on Pinterest, do you have a suitable image for that? Make sure you have one. I mean, it doesn't have to be a really huge image, but anywhere from 1,000 wide and maybe 512 pixels in height should be fine. Because that you can share that on Pinterest, you can share that on Twitter, you can share that on Facebook. It's a good image. That should be fine. But make sure you have good images that people can use to share your content. Number three, your content needs to be good. I mean, you need to write as if you were trying to get an A+. You know, when we were all in school, you know, we wanted to get that A+ for that class research project or whatever, and we work really hard to try to get that A. You got to do the same thing. But, you know, when you're writing, you know, it goes without saying, when you're writing content, you know, blog content, just remember that it's better to write blog content in a conversational tone than it is to write blog content in, like, you know, maybe a third person perspective, right? You want to use, usually for blog content, you want to use first person and second person narratives every time. Number 8, tip number 8, use subheadings in your article. Okay, so subheadings make things easier for people to read. Okay, if you're using subheadings, it's easier for your prospect to read your content and consume all that content. Right now, if you're not using subheadings, you know, people can get bored really quickly. People can get tired of reading really quickly. But subheadings kind of get people to go, oh, okay, I'm on the next section. I'm on the next section. I'm on the next section. Right? Especially if you have really long form content, you want to make sure you have proper subheadings. This is very important. And also, there's a little bit of reward that you get. You know, you get rewarded by the search engines when you have subheadings, because the search engines understand that subheadings are important, an important part of ensuring that users have a very good experience when they come and read your blog content, or any type of content for that matter. Now, here's some quick wins that you can take with you. We're gonna go through them. For those of you watching this on video, you can probably already see this already. For those of you listening to this through audio, I'm gonna go through them right now, so that way you can get that information as well. So, quick wins, tips for creating an amazing SEO friendly blog post. All right, so 1, know your topic. 2, decide on the structure of your piece. 3, use short paragraphs. 4, don't forget your headings and subheadings. 5, write in a conversational tone. 6, ask others for feedback on your write-up. 7, keep your articles at 500 words or more each. 8, link to other relevant articles within your content. 9, add new content at least once a month or more. 10, don't forget to build some backlinks to your web pages. 11, subscribe to our blog for free marketing nuggets. If you haven't done so already, please do so. Visit techhelp.ca/blog, and you can subscribe that way, or just go to techhelp.ca, scroll all the way to the bottom. You will find a link titled Business Tips. Click on that, and you should be able to subscribe to the blog right away at the top. Or there's also a subscription box at our homepage. If you scroll to the bottom on the footer, right-hand side of the footer, you will find the subscription box. You can also subscribe that way. Or follow us on social media. We always publish this stuff and get notified whenever we publish stuff anyways, by following us on social media. And that's it for today. So I hope you got a lot of value from this episode. I'm going to see you next time when we release our 4th issue. Other than that, you know, I have a wonderful day. Take care.